This is Blender Challenge Ancient Wisdom, and I've been inspired by one of the Uncharted games to model some stuff. And my kids have been playing the game, and I saw the museum scene where Drake is a younger guy, and I want to create a couple of different display cases and put some ancient wisdom relics or artifacts in there. And I'm not quite sure exactly how this is going to go or where it's going to go, but we're going to do that. Now, I have to say that I'm sick right now, but I get a sense from looking at your comments on YouTube that you're kind of excited about this one, and I am too. And so I'm just going to forge ahead, and so hopefully that's, being sick is not going to distract you too much from my modeling. And so this is something that I put together that is similar, inspired by the Uncharted, but not exactly the same. So we're going to create this display case. In Blender, we're going to be texturing in Substance Painter. So I'll provide this reference image if you'd like to model along with me. And if you want to do the challenge, you're welcome to do just what I do, or you can modify it in any way, or you can just hopefully enjoy the challenge. All right, there's going to be a link posted to the Zero Bio Discord for anybody who wants to join or wants to see how things are progressing. Okay, so this reference image, I brought it in. I pressed S3 to scale it 3 times, and I moved it a little bit back in the y-axis. I press 1. I'm looking from the front, and I'm going to get started modeling this thing, and it won't look exactly the same, but we're going to do what we can. I'm going to bring in a plane, and there it is. Go into edit mode and press SX, and I'm going to scale it out, and we'll see if we need to move the reference image. It's not bad, actually. I may be able to go with something like that. So what have I got here? I've just got some crazy designs. So we're gonna, let's do that. Let's do this piece here, and we'll get the width of this in a bit. So let's go ahead and try this. I'm going to extrude up to, let's see how to do this. Go to wireframe. Alright, let's just extrude all the way up to here. We'll do this middle stuff in a minute. Let's go all the way up to there. And let's see. Let's extrude a bit more, GZ, to there. And then we'll extrude up a little bit more to here. But we're going to press S to scale, and I'm going to hold down Shift. And we're scaling like that. Alright, so I've got this. Let's come in here, Control R, so I've got that there. Let's put another edge loop and bevel it by 2 and do that. Let's E and Alt S. Pull that in like that. Now, is that what I had wanted to do? I've got that. Okay, let's see. Let's take this, before we go any further, let's rotate Z90 and bring it over here. And I'm just going to scale this in the X. To do that, I'm going to rotate Z90 again, and I'm going to bring it back. So I got the approximate width of this thing, and I've got this. Alright, that's going to probably work out okay. Let's turn on the cavity shader. And let's take it and recalculate outside in case we need to. Let's, I just want to think about these. I'll go ahead and bevel these. And I'll make it 3. We'll do that. And I could probably get rid of this edge. Maybe won't do anything with that. And then let's just bevel the edges like this. And that'll be our main piece. Shift Alt and click. And Shift Alt and click. And we'll bevel this with 3. Now you're saying 3, not 5? Yep. Okay, let's bevel those with 3 as well. Okay, and we could just have that piece. Let's shade smooth and just look at that. I think I'm going to drag an edge loop down here to tighten that up and that up like that. And that's going to be our piece. I may put edge loops in here. Seeing as it's a piece of wood, it's going to be a little bit, sharper, like that. That's probably okay like that. All right, just to get that thing in there. All right, so now we're going to start working on the legs. So Shift-A, mesh plane. Scale that down. Let's move it down so we can see this thing. I'm going to bring it up to here. And we'll start working on that. I'm just going to move the background diagram just a little bit over. Yeah, like that. That's okay. All right, we'll bring that just above and let's extrude down. Like that. Let's extrude out. I'm going to press 1 so I can see my vertices a little bit better. Come down to here. We'll extrude into there. And we'll come down to there. And am I happy with that? I could take that whole edge there and scale Shift Z, not in the Z. Do that. That's fine. All right, let's take that E to extrude and pull down. But it's going to taper. Let's go into wireframe. So let's just press S to scale it in like that. E and S come out. E and come down. E and S will come in a little bit. E, come down, and then scale it in to taper it. And we have this. Okay, so that's our basic shape. Let's just focus on that with the slash key. And we'll take this piece, I'll just pull it up a little bit. We're not going to need that face. And we're not going to need that face. And now we're going to bevel this. So in edge selection, Shift Alt and click there. And maybe we'll do that one at the same time. Control B and put 3 segments in there. And we're going to need more edges. We're going to grab this one, 3, just to tighten it up for when we do the shading. Shade smooth, there, there. And we'll come down to this one here. And something's looking a little funny here. I need to, let's delete those and have a look at what's going on. I have an extra edge in there, just delete those vertices. I'm not sure how that got in there, and so we'll fix this by selecting here and here. Control E, bridge edge loops. Okay, we're back in the game. Select there and select there. Control B. And maybe I'll go here and here. Control B. Just like that. Okay, grab the edges now. Shift Alt and click the edges. And we'll do a bigger bevel to round this out a little bit. Like that. And that is our piece. Shade it and take it and Alt N, recalculate outside. And by the way, since I had that other funny stuff. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to move this out towards the front to just so it's underneath there. All right, cool. Let's Shift D to duplicate this and bring it out. And really the smart thing, before I get too far ahead of myself, I should put seams on this, or at least one seam. I'm going to mark that seam in behind, and let's just take that. Let's go to UV editing and try get rid of anything in here. And let's just see if you unwrap. I get that. And I could probably live with that. I could even straighten it if I want to. And so that's probably going to be okay. So I'm just going to, I'll just mark the edges on this one as well. Mark that edge, and that's good. That's okay. Now for this, let's select that and P to break it out, and then I can more easily just mirror that over. So I get those. I'm going to apply that and join those, and then add another mirror, and we'll get the back ones. Let's just have a look at it. Okay, let's double check here. Okay. And then what I'll do is, let's apply that. Let's come in here and select one of these. In fact, I can do both of them, can't I? I can select both of those and just Shift D to duplicate and pull them in and get it pretty much as centered as I can. Although I may do something different in a moment, but let's start with that anyhow, because I'm going to be creating this part here. So to do the next part, I'm going to bring in a plane, rotate X 90, and I'm going to slide it over, scale it in the Z, and we'll start on this. And what I'll do is I'll select this. I think I'll do it in vertex selection. Select these top vertices, and I'm going to Shift Control B and pull them down like this. I'm going to roll up until I have 5 and just get a curve that I think looks pleasing. And then I'm going to get rid of this edge, actually. Pull this down and say, okay, that look okay. I think what I'll do is I will get rid of some of the vertices on the side. What do I do? There. And let's just move that down so you can see what I've got. Okay, I've got 4 there. And I'm going to scale this. I'll just scale it so it sticks in, actually, about like that. I'll scale it a bit more later. I'm going to extrude up, scale Z0 to straighten it. Let's look in solid view. So this is what I have. I'll scale in the X just a little bit so it pushes in, and we'll make it a little taller in a moment. So to about there, eh? Okay, let's grab that, push it right into this piece here. Okay, so there it is there. Let's drag it towards the front. And we're going to give it some thickness in a moment. But first of all, I'm going to Control R and pull down to there so I have an edge loop in there. I'll do something with that in a moment. Okay, so let's extrude back, give it some thickness like this, and X faces, get rid of those. We're not going to see those. And now I'm going to slash key. I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to get rid of some more. I don't need 3 face selection. I do want that bottom one there, so I'm going to get rid of the ones along the top and the side, because remember the side's pushed into the legs. So just get rid of these ones here, but I'll keep the bottom ones. And we have to do some more work on that because we can extrude that out, actually. And so now we'll get rid of that one as well. And we'll get rid of this one as well. And then let's take these edges and bevel them. And I can use 3. I'll probably do a subdivision on this. I'm going to grab that one as well, because that can be kind of problematic right there. So grab that. And if I Control 1, I have this. So let's see what's going on up here. I'm just going to drag an edge loop like that. Let's try that. And that's what I get. Okay, not bad. Yeah, okay. So, 3D cursor is still there. Let's try mirroring this. And I will get that. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to actually apply the subdivision on there. And I'm going to apply a mirror as well. Apply it. I'll delete it. And I'm going to take, actually, I'm going to get rid of some of these. All I want is this. I'm going to take that and I'm going to mirror that to the other side. Let's fix it so that I don't have to see that all the time. Come over here. There we go. Alright, so that stuff's in there. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And then I'm going to take this and Shift D, rotate Z 90, and I'll go into wireframe, or into edit mode, sorry. Look from the front, and I'm going to take this and pull it up and line it up with those ones. And it's not quite right yet. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually take this, I'm going to break it out for this one, So that one. Okay, I'm going to hide that. And now I'm going to, what do I want to do? I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take those and I'm going to delete those. And I didn't delete everything there, I see. Bring that back. So just this piece here. Let's look from the side, number 3. And I'm going to box select here. And I'm just going to pull this in until it looks like it sort of lines up with this. And it's kind of in the middle. And we'll just see that the same amount of curvature is under. So we'll do it something like that. Okay, and I'll come over here. I'll do the same thing. And I'm sort of doing this a little bit by eye, I admit. But hopefully, no, you're not going to inspect it too closely. You'll just see that it looks like that. Okay, so how are we doing here? We're doing good. So now we're going to do these pieces of wood that come up all the way along the sides. I'm going to bring in a plane and scale it down. I'm just going to drag it, move it to roughly where it's going to go. And so that's roughly where it's going to go. I'll get the size of this a little bit more exact. Like that. Let's see. Okay, except in the diagram you can't tell the exact position, so I'm going to move it to about there. Okay, and I'm going to hit E to extrude, and that's going to come all the way up into this top piece, which isn't there yet. I'm going to press X faces and get rid of that base, and we'll take the whole thing. I'll just move it up and come in here and get rid of that face as well, and bring it back down. Okay, yeah, that's not bad, I think. Okay, and all right, let's do some work on this before I mirror it. So I'm going to bevel it just on the edges like this. All right, Control B and have 3 in there, and I think we're going to prepare for unwrapping for this. So I'm just going to select that edge and mark seam, and we'll leave it at that. Let's go ahead and mirror this. In the X and in the Y. Alright, and we'll have that facing the right way. Good. Alright, next one is this piece here. Alright, so again with the plane. Scale it like that. And in terms of the width, I may just do this one by eye. And I want it, yeah, I think I may just do it like that. Okay, so this one, I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring it up to there. And I'm going to drop an edge loop. Let's actually just focus on that and on the background. Put one edge loop in there. I'm going to Control B. Pull this, and I want 3 edge loops in there. Do it like that, and then I'm going to take these edge loops. Let's see, do I want 3? I think I'm going to go for 3. Let's try it this way. Control B and pull, and again I want 3. I know it's a little bit hard to see, so I get this one, this one, and this one. Is that right? Those middle ones. I want this one in the middle of 2. I want this one, and I want this one. Let's go with those ones. Let's just press S and pull them out. Control B to bevel, and I want 3, and that's the effect that I want to go for. I just want to put some edge loops in here as well. So there, you know, at the edges of these things. I think I do anyhow. I'm going to do it that way, like that. So I get this, and then I'm going to do the edge. Grab that edge, and this edge, and that one, and which one did I miss? This one, and and this one. Control B. I'll do 3. And I'm not sure what I'm keeping yet, so I'm just going to do that. Shade smooth, and that's going to be what we do. And let's have a look at that. Something like that, anyhow. It'll look fine, I think, with the wood texture on it. So let's do these pieces now here. I'm going to bring in a plane, rotate it 90 degrees. Let's bring that one out to the front, near the front. And let's scale that in the Z. I just want to look and see how even it is. Like that. Scale that back up in the Z so it goes under. Scale it in the X so it goes into those. We'll get the final position in a bit. Okay, so far so good. Let's come in here now. I'm going to drop an edge loop there. I'm going to split it with bevel into 2. So I'm coming to these bumps right there. Hold shift if you need to. That one and that one. Another one to those bumps. Okay, now I'm going to shift alt and click the edges. I know again you can't see what I'm doing really. Alright, it doesn't have to be exactly on. I'm going to split those, and I want 3 segments so that I can grab the middle one and pull it out just like I did. Let's make sure I can see it. Alright, let's just do that. Take the middle one, and I'm going to pull it out a little bit like that. Okay, and then I'm going to bevel it again, and we'll have that. I think I could probably bevel it some more. It's just to make it a little bit bigger. So I'll do that. And then again, I may come in here and grab the outside edges, because when I shade smooth, I mean, you can put a modifier on, but no, I'm just going to do it this way. And I have 3. And I'm going to get that. And I still may need to put on weighted normal and normal's auto smooth. Okay, but that's what I'm going to go for. But before I do anything else, I am going to put some seams. And I want to seam here and here on the inside, because I'm going to put a pattern in there. And it's easier if I do this. I'll mark seams for Substance Painter in there. That's good enough. Control E, mark seam. Okay, so I got that in there. And now I'm going to mirror this. So I'll get it back there. Now, is that where I want it? So it pushes up into there and down into there. And it's about halfway. Yeah, I think that's okay. Alright, let's take that, rotate Z 90, go into edit mode, pull this one up till it's in the position that I think it's going to be okay. We'll look from the side, and I'll just scale it in the Y until it's embedded in there. And we have that. So far so good. Let's play around with this. Let's turn on that, and let's play around with the values here. And I'll leave it like that. Alright, so for the top, I have a feeling I might want to use just this again. Duplicate it. And put that up here. And that might suffice for what we're doing and to keep it consistent. And so if I put that up there, I'm going to want to be able to see through this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see. So I just scaled that in there. And I think I'm just going to extrude it up just to see what's going on there. And I'm going to get rid of that face there. And I think I'll get rid of that face. So I've got this. Let's bring this down to the same level here. Let's turn on snap to edge. And let's pull this down and hover over hopefully the correct edge. And we'll select this edge and this edge. And we'll, let's try bridge edge loops and see how nice it turns out. I think we got it. Let's select that edge and Control B to bevel. And just put 3 in there. I think we'll be okay. I suppose I could bevel that one too. Alright, so we can put a piece of glass in here. Probably this should be so rounded. I'm not too worried unless I wanted to take this and scale it in. Nah, not to worry. Okay, so we're not quite done yet. We have that piece to do. So let's do this. Let's bring in a plane again. And to make it easier, let's just hide that for now and make our own thing for this. Rotate X 90. That's good enough for now. And get it kind of equal. Let's scale that in the X. So we would go in there. Okay. And scale it in the Z. So we would go in there. And then let's either inset, pull it in. Yeah, let's just do that. Get rid of that face. Just going to pull it out and have a look at this. Yeah, okay, let's give it some thickness by pulling back. And we may see inside there, so maybe I won't delete anything except for the outer edges. But first, let's round it. So in edge selection, let's do this. Let's grab all these edges and just round them. Control B, I'm just going to use 3. I'll do that, and then I will Shift Alt and click those faces. We'll get rid of those, and I'll pull that in like that, and then we'll bevel just these 3, just like that. Okay, let's try the mirror. So it's going to be like that. These are the frames for the glass, and then we'll take that and Shift D, rotate Z 90, and we'll come into edit mode and we'll pull it to where we think it would roughly be. And for this one, I'm going to just box select, and by eye, I'm going to do this so that I feel like I got the same amount of frame here and here, or close to it, without freaking out about it, but just get it kind of close. And that's probably fine. It's just where is it located, and is that a good position? You know, I think it's going to be okay. So let's see, that's done on both of them. Good. And then of course there'd be glass in here, so I'm going to bring in another plane and rotate it, and then scale it in the X and in the Z, and then put it right into the frame like that. Okay, let me check the orientation of that though. Okay, we have some of this issue, so let's take those and recalculate those. That one is okay though, and so we'll mirror that one. Just check it out. Yeah, okay, good. And this one, I'm just going to do with this one in, I'll do it in object mode. Rotate Z90. Pull that into the middle or so of the frame. Scale that in the Y. And so it just goes under. So that should be okay. And I'll take one of these. I'll break it out. P to break it out. And I'll get rid of the mirror on that. And I'll rotate X 90. That's probably going to be backwards. Scale it in the X so it goes under, and in the Y. Push it down. And probably flip this guy. So one more time, a plane, and rotate it, and scale it, and scale it. Extrude it back. I'm going to get rid of that back face. I'm going to take here, and doesn't matter that much. I'm going to add inset like that. I'm going to scale it in the X, scale it in the Z. So I have that. I'm going to extrude back, and then I'm going to Shift Alt and click these edges, and we'll give it some roundness like that. Grab that edge and bevel that one. Grab this edge and bevel that one. I'm using 3. And I think I'm going to bevel the bottom as well, like that. And we'll take that and we'll push it on. And let's check. Yeah. Okay. Recalculate that guy. I think maybe I'll make it a little, this one a little narrower and push it on there. So I've marked seams for some of them and not for others, but that's okay. I don't think I need any other pieces, so I'm going to get rid of that and just have this. And let's take everything and move it above the x-axis there, so it's like it's sitting on the ground. Have another look at it. It's not complicated or anything. There may be some faces that could be gotten rid of. I'm not going to worry right now about that. Save that. And in terms of statistics, 14,000. Okay. And if you just want to have a quick look at it in a matte cap. All right, so these would be glass, and you look in, and there's some other stuff to do on the inside, of course. But that is basically it. And I hope I like the position of everything, because that's pretty much going to be the way it's going to be. All right, so yeah, we'll leave it like that for now. There might be a little bit of touch-up to do. And when we come back, we'll do some textures on it. And we'll continue to work on Ancient Wisdom Blender Challenge. Thanks for watching.